And another obvious question before we move on to the next topic, and we really have to ask you this. It's just because we are a community. So how do you practice your English to be this good at this level that you're using?
Wow.
Because you didn't go to school in United States or in Australia, right? You just like a Thai school kid. But you can train yourself and teach yourself to be this good in communicating in English. And how do you do that?
Apply. One word. Apply. I mean, it's so easy for us to digest the knowledge, the grammars and everything, you know. I mean, this learning process has been taught in our school, but not so many schools give the students opportunity to apply these skills, you know. I was studying in my primary school year. I was studying at Assumption, Nakhon Ratchasima, and then it was fortunate that there were some foreigners there. To me, I think having the habit to like, if I see a foreigner, I don't walk away. I go straight into them. This also happens with random situations. For instance, if I were in a mall, you know, my mom encouraged me to say, "Hey, there's this guy from I think he's Australian or like he's from the UK. Why don't you just go and say hi?" And she's just like, "If you go and speak to him, I'll buy you some foods or like something that I like, you know, as a reward in return." So in a mall, I would definitely go walk straight into the stranger and say, "Hi, where are you from? How are you?" And that, I think that was the seed that my mom has planted into me back then. Yeah. And this habit of being having the courage to talk with strangers in English is I think it's one most important thing as a foundation to apply that English skills. And I have been doing that consistently, over and over during my younger years.
So in this case, bribery works. Nice going, Mom. I think that's great technique to teach your kid or to encourage your kid in a very healthy way.
Right. I think that fear, this word fear, it happens with not only in English speaking, but on many circumstances. For instance, have you ever feel that you are scared of, for instance, if you were to compete with someone or your classmates, have you ever felt scared to compete with them or like to being close with someone who is really like they are really expert or like they are, you know, like the elite of the academic field?
Of course, because comparison.
I don't want to be close to this guy. Because like when the grade comes out, oh my God, I'm busted, you know. I viewed this differently. If I see a guy so strong and, you know, so talented, so genius, I walk straight into them. Not to punch them, not to like not in a challenging way, but hey, you're so strong. Can you help me develop these skills too? Can you help me and nurture me to be as close as you too? Can you provide me some of your experiences? You know, I want to be better and I want to learn from you. This mindset is what I have been using since the high school years, because in biology Olympic fields, there were monsters. Some of them, it's crazy, but some of them has been studying calculus since they were in primary school.
Wow.
They were able to integrate formulas since the primary school. I mean, guys, I thought this was exaggerating. I thought this was exaggerating too. But trust me, I faced them, and this is real. Yeah, those people where you see that they get the gold international Olympic medals. I mean, not all of them, but some of them have started the journey just like this. Not because that they're forced. Please they started doing calculus since primary school, not because they're forced, but they love it. Some people just find these. I mean, just let them be. But the point to me is that back to the fear part. I had to be close with these people in my high school years. You know, the bar was so high. I was kicking myself so hard too. But goddamn, I know I will never reach that level. You know, because I couldn't go back to my primary school years and practice calculus like them. No, I cannot. However, I see this as an opportunity. Hey, man, you're so strong. I admit it. You are so strong. How about we have a talk for an hour? You know, talking is receiving mindset. Is receiving the energy from the people you are listening to. And I do this so often. It's probably that, it's like going and talk to the strangers in English, but this time having the courage to, hey, can you teach me? Can I go do this to me? Yeah. And the fun thing is that like the more you do this, the more you try to find the experts in the field, the more you try to see the elites, you know. When you find one, when you find the first one, you will always start to find the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one. Speaking to one guy is a really big jump for me. Speaking to the two guys is an enormous jump. Speaking to the third guy is even more enormous jump. So when people come to me and like, PM, I feel so distressed having to compete against this guy. Hey, he's your teacher. This is school. This is your school. Just you know, how do we say this? Just flip the mindset a little bit. Go back 180 degrees. And you will see that there are so many opportunities for you to learn every single day, you know. And for instance, coming to meet you, P-Big, like you are so good on like prepping, like, you know, organizing the show, the podcast. You know, I have never done this a real podcast before, but then you have provided me with this opportunity to see like, okay, so this is how the team organizes the studio, how you start the show, how you speak, how you comfort me as a guest, you know. To me, I just met a genius today, and I am so grateful that I could learn from this. That's why I don't feel scared when I'm with some people who are extremely talented. I feel delighted.
Wow,
instead.
I think it needs to start there because we keep hearing about this lifelong learning thing, and the learning whenever and forever could sound very scary for a lot of people because that would mean that we have to challenge ourselves and accepting ourselves all the time that we're not good enough. But to you, it's a healthy thing, and it could be a fun thing to go through because every time you feel this, you'll end up learning something and you'll end up getting better no matter what.
ใช่พี่บิ๊กถ้าเป็นภาษาไทยคือถ้าเจอคนเก่งผมไม่ได้วิ่งหนีถ้าผมเจอคนเก่งผมวิ่งเข้าหาเลยมันคือโอกาสที่ได้เรียนรู้ครับพี่
เป็นวิธีคิดที่ดีมาก just flip the way you used to think about things like a little bit not a little bit like 180 degrees like you said but it could sound like something very hard to do but it's not about how hard it is, but it's about the way you think about it. I think. That's such a great tips, and I think if you have this mindset, you can keep doing better and greater things all through your life. So the next thing we have to talk about, which is another big part of yours, is that you studied to become a doctor. Where are you right now on your journey to be a doctor?
I am about to end my 5th year studying medicine. So therefore, the next year will be called extern year, which is the final year of studying.
Okay.
So yeah, somewhere around that.
Cool. All right. So looking into the future, and especially after COVID, after everything changes so fast, and will keep changing, the entrance of AI into practically everything and all the industries. How do you see the future of this profession? Like doctor in the future, what will they have to do or be
You mean the question is about like what would the industry be like with the AI and technologies involved? Is that your
and everything else
and everything else? So, I mean, I'm positive about it. The question that you are asking has already been answered like 20 years ago, but not from a medical industry, but airlines industry and airplanes industries. So think like this. 30 years ago, like 50, 60 years ago, when the plane was flying in the sky, the pilot has to put their hands on a yoke and a sidestick all the time, and it was really tedious, So what did they do? They invented the autopilot.
Sure
The first version of that autopilot was being able to maintain the altitude and the heading of the plane, right? And then after that, version 2 of autopilot was able to like, okay, you want to climb the altitude, you want to descend. The autopilot can then like calculate the climb rate, the degree of the pitch of the plane, and then like give them a few more decades. Right now, I mean, it has already happened like 20 years ago, 10 to 15, 20 years ago. The plane was able to land it by itself. In fact, many of the landings that are happening today, if there are fogs on the airport, the plane lands by autopilot. You guys might not know this, but once the plane is in the air, just give the pilot another 10 to 20 minutes and they will just press the autopilot button. And the autopilot just do most of the things for the flight, So what happened there? I think what is happening to the medical industry is kind of similar to this. If the answer would stem from the human behavior. If the airline industries were to make autopilot, having the ability to take off by itself, fly by itself, and land by itself, they can. In fact, they could have done this like a decade ago. But the human behavior doesn't see it like that. I will never fly on a plane. I mean, I may be, but it's at the first glance is unlikely for me to fly on a plane that is 100% flown by AI.
And without a pilot behind the wheels,
Yeah, the same thing. I think people would be very unlikely to go on a procedures like surgeries or full diagnostic when it's 100% operated by the AI, right? The technology is there, but the human behavior, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not so soon. Yeah. So to me, for the future of the medical industry, I think it will be similar to the airlines industry.
Yeah.
Where the doctors will, instead of holding the yoke for so long, instead of flying for so long, instead of having to memorize all the algorithms and the lab values to diagnose a patient, the AI will provide the help for that. And they free up the doctor's brain to go think on something else that is more benefit,
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. But at the very end of the day, the doctors, I think the doctor still has to remain there yes, the AI can do all that, but for the comfort of the mind, the human behaviors.
Sure.
I think it works that way.
Because I heard the same thing happening to like at the birth of elevator. Because at the very beginning, once we already invented elevator, people can't just wrap their minds around going into the elevator and operate. Just push the button and let's stand still. So at the very beginning, they still have to have a person in there with you and like push the button for you and act like a driver to this elevator. So just for the comfort of the mind, I think it's the same thing.
Yeah.
That you cannot just take human out of the equation, or like right after the technology exists.
Yeah, big. And for the record, I think what I answer today is the answer based on my view at this moment. Maybe in the next 50 years, maybe people would be keen to and prefer to be diagnosed by AI. I don't know. Yeah, but for as of right now, I think the human and the AI element has to be together. Yeah.
Maybe not 15, maybe like 5 years or 10 years.
Oh.
But it could happen so fast and at the rate that we cannot fathom. I mean, with the fast pace of the technology these days, it's like beyond our understanding. Like, how could it happen so fast?
Oh yeah, but if that were to happen and the AI is able to, you know, complete the task 100% with accuracy, you know, I think it would really be beneficial for doctors.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, just free. Like what the doctors, most of them in our industry, what they want right now is free space. I mean, for relaxation is one thing, but free space to do some other things. For instance,
Free the bandwidth for the doctor too.
yeah, for humans, for human mind. Let me give you this simple example. Have you ever visited a doctor in a hospital where it's so cramped before? Have you ever tried it in Thailand? Most of the time, the doctor's eyes is on a screen. They're I mean, but it's their job. They're calculating numbers inside their mind. They're viewing the lab values. They are thinking of the diagnostic values there. But this eye contact right here has been feedback to my many of my colleagues and my seniors that like the emotion of human interaction was not there at all.
Yeah. He didn't even look at like my way once. He was just talking to me and keep his eyes on the monitor and treat me like I'm not actually there.
Yeah. I mean, I am fortunate to be able to perceive this problem from both sides and from both views, you know. That guy who's on the screen, he slept at like 6 a.m. last night and having to wake up at 7 and have to, you know, be with you. And at the same time, at this capacity, if I'm not focusing on this thing, I will miscalculate the numbers and I could prescribe you the wrong drugs. So this is really important. But from the patient side, oh come on. This is exactly when like, yeah, if there's a co-pilot, like what if there's a co-pilot? What if there's something that could like provide, all right, based on this lab value and this algorithm, we have got this up for you. You can recheck it. You can recheck it. Yeah, but we think it's like this. Yeah. Still, the doctors has to confirm this result. But if this free the doctors for like maybe 5 seconds to like, hey, วันนี้เป็นไงบ้างครับ
Yeah.
วันนี้เหนื่อยไหมคือ
Interacting with
วันนี้
them.
เหนื่อยไหมคงอาจจะแปลกๆหน่อยแต่ว่าวันนี้เป็นยังไงบ้างอาการดีขึ้นไหมครับอะไรเงี้ย This beautiful thing of emotional interaction is one field that I would love to see in the industry.
Yeah, because this industry, like being a doctor, and not just a doctor, like nurses and every all the personnel in the industry, like the health industry, this is known for like working long hours and like grinding and like having not enough time to sleep. So the technology or the AI or the future can help them with all this and provide better life and care and well-being for the professionals in medical field.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that's great news because we always, heard from the news that a lot of medical students like go crazy or like even sometimes like burned out and maybe just quit the industry altogether. We heard about that news. Like a lot of students quit and decided not to going to become a doctor, and we could like in the future potentially lack enough like professionals in the medical field, and that could be a big problem. But if we put the technology into the equation and let them like help out each other, maybe we can just keep more doctors and nurses like sane and healthy. Yeah,
I like the word sane.
Yeah,
I like the word sane.
Right.
Yeah,
because it's insane their schedule and their like working hours.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Yeah. So great news for all the medical professionals.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So can we go back a little because I wanted to know because you are still studying right now in school. So any memorable experience, the best or the worst that you have had studying medicine to share with us?
Which one would you like me to start first?
Oh, the worst, of
Oh
course.
my God.
Because that's more fun always.
Yeah, but yeah.
And we can end it with the good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
That's right.
right.
Just to view it on the positive way.
Yeah.
The worst thing, I mean, respectfully, studying medicine teach you the discipline. This word discipline is really, really strong in my industry because, like, if we were to say 7 a.m., you have to be there at the hospital and be able to interact with the patients, see their data in the morning, see their symptoms. This 7 a.m. is like a holy word for us medical students. And this 7 a.m. they don't. Some of the faculties like some of the medical schools would go with 6:30. Some would be 6. It depends. But I'll just say the average. Let's just say 7. This holy number will always be there, no matter what happened to you last night. No matter what happened. If you have to take care of the patients or like have to be in the hospital until midnight, I don't care. 7 a.m. you have to show up. If you have a mental breakdown last night, if you were having a depression last night, I don't care. 7 a.m. you have to show up. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't care. Like, yes, there can be some instances that you can be late, and there will be some limited numbers of amount of time on how much you can be late in a particular period. But the faculty take this so seriously. I mean, it's good, yeah. But the downside parts was that, like, what if studying medicine is already tough, So it's not just physical draining, but mentally draining. Many of my friends, respectfully, they are geniuses. They're geniuses in their high school. They're like the top of the country. Yeah, not me, but my friends, But they ended up, turns out to be, when it comes to another field of medicine, they felt like that they are just a normal person. The supreme ability of academic excellence was gone for some way because the knowledge of medicine is so big and it takes years to be good at it. So no matter how good you are, when it comes to studying medicine, there will be times where you feel that maybe I'm average, maybe I'm below the average, And this, those people who had the dignity, those people who comes into medicine respectfully, like they are like many of my friends are like top 1% of the country, many of my friends are. And then they had this dignity for all their life, and it was taken away by the harsh environment and the big pile of data to cram in their brains. That is one mentally draining thing. Sometimes we could have done something wrong and it just doesn't go to plan. Some of the people would I think it happens often, especially in the fourth year, because that's the first year when you get into practice in the ward, not in the classroom, I think it happens so often that the medical students would just burn out and cry and feel bad till 3 a.m. in the morning, Sometimes they just have to call their parents and, hey, I just feel so bad. This exam coming up, I'm exhausted. And my performance today wasn't so well, Did
that happen to you too?
Yeah, of course. Why not? 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
3 a.m., 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. And guess what? That 7 a.m. line
you have to show up.
Is always there. For normal people, it would be wise to maybe take a day off, But for us doctors, we can't, because if we take a day off, as doctors, who's going to take care of our patients? This is a dilemma right here. But yes, practically the system provides. The system can definitely. But sometimes in our real life, this is a medical student. But in real life, sometimes there's nobody to support us to work for us tomorrow. We can't find a substitute.
Yeah. So how do you guys take care of yourself and make sure that you have to be like ready yourself, like mentally, physically, to be able to give great care to your patients? Because I've heard this saying like physician heal thyself, right? Like you have to make sure that you're not sick yourself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you cannot like help your patients.
Right. Okay. It took me a really big while to learn this. If you're tired, just go to sleep and it will be better. But if your mind is exhausted, I think sleeping sometimes doesn't help. In my medical years, is the situation where I have to pick between my mental health and physical health. This is crazy because like at midnight I could choose to just sleep out, but my mind was burning. So sometimes you have to find someone to talk to. Sometimes you could do journaling. You just write the books and like self-speaking. Sometimes the physical health is needs a heart surgery right now. Yes, if I heal my mind, it would take probably an hour more to talk and reflect on the things that happened today. It would take me up to like 2 a.m. in the morning. The more I heal my mind, the more I burn my body.
Yeah.
This happens a lot, And for so many times, as you might know from the very first of the podcast, I am those kinds of person who prioritize mind. So that is why 3 a.m. I was still up, but being able to sleep with the ease in mind, though I have only 2 hours before I have to show up to the hospital is my way to go there. The worst part of studying medicine is having to this. It shouldn't be like this, It should be why if I were to save my mind, why would I have to ruin my body?
Yeah.
If I were to save my body, okay, just throw the problem out, sleep right now.
Yeah.
But my mind waking up is like hell. I've tried both.
Yeah.
I've tried both. For you guys at home, it works differently for people. Sometimes maybe you guys it would be the best for you to save your body. But for me, I found out that it's my mind. And this.
Yeah. Always a struggle.
Yeah. ชักเยอะภาษาอังกฤษ how do we say that?
Like tug of war.
Yeah. Just like that. Yeah, that's one of the worst part for me.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I totally feel you, and I agree that it works like differently for individual. So maybe you have to kind of keep trying to find the best way to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Both. We cannot choose either or, but it needs to be both. But the way to get to take care of both at the same times is no easy. Yeah, we get that.
Yeah. Studying medicine for me really pushed me to the point where I have to pick one. Yeah. The word pick one is so profound in me. When studying here as a doctor, you can only pick one. Yeah, because as a human we have circles, right? We have circles. We have people around us. For some people it might be the girlfriend, some people might be friends, close friends, families, and we have this guy standing in the middle is ourselves. Many of the time we will be forced to the point where we can rarely or we cannot take care of our circles. We can, like some of my friends, they just are unable to call back to their parents for like months, or if they are able to, they can just like few minutes, because if they choose their circles, maybe like 10 minutes of talk, 20 minutes of talk, they will end up hurting themselves. Like maybe that 20 minutes was all they have in that day to take a rest, to take a nap. That sucks, but
I know.
Yeah.
And we have like so much time. We have limited times, and priority sacrifice is what we have to work with all the time. That we have to sacrifice something because we put a certain thing into the top of our priority.
Yeah, I guess that's why they say in case of an emergency, put the air mask, like the airbag on yourself first before
Before helping others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case of emergency.
Right.